Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds. We made it to the end of the week, and the Cardinals in San Diego to face off with the Padres had a pretty good win last night, I
thought.
They
had a really nice win. Matt Liberatore, that's the best I've seen him pitch. He was nothing short of outstanding. Padres are an interesting team. They have a lot of sluggers on their ball club, but they also are wild swingers, and they were going after a lot of pitches that were in the dirt, swinging and missing, and so forth and so on. Liberatore had 6 strikeouts. He allowed only 3 hits in the 6 innings that he worked, but then the Cardinals relief corps came in and shut out the Padres the rest of the way. Cardinals got the win 2-1. Cardinals didn't exactly knock the cover off the ball themselves, but they did get the key hits, Alec Burleson and Mason Wynn coming up with the RBIs. 2-1, Cardinals win. And this is interesting, Mike, because they are in a stretch now where almost everything is going right for them. All of the breaks, all of the key elements of baseball and whatever is required to win, they are getting it done. And you can't deny them. Here they are early May, and they are 22-15 on the year, and that's doing pretty well.
You know, looking across the league, man, the NL Central is the dog right now. I mean, the top 3 teams are over 20, and you look at other divisions like the East, Braves are running away with it. Nationals, Phillies, Marlins, Mets, all below 20. But the NL early on looking like the dog this year.
Who is the bully? The bully is the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
And they are tough. Brewers are good. Cincinnati Reds have come up and played very well. And you're right about the Central Division. It's probably the best records right now.
21-17.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Crazy. When's the last time we've seen that? It's been a minute.
Well, it happens in the balance, the way they have baseball figured out. It's everybody's playing everybody else, and early in the season, some of the teams are playing the weaker sisters, so to speak, and getting wins on it. We'll just see how it works out. The season has a way of evening out.
And it just started. You were right about that. Something else that just started, the $20 million golf tournament. Who's at the top right now?
A guy named Matt McCarty. He is a 28-year-older from Santa Clara University, and just a couple of years ago, as recently as 2024, he was on the Corn Ferry Tour, played here in the late lamented Corn Ferry event that went on out in Highland Springs, no longer in existence. Anyway, Matt McCarty shoots an 8-under 63 at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina, leads Sungjae Im by 1 shot. Rory McIlroy is one of the big names playing in this one. Scotty Scheffler is not playing. Rory McIlroy 1 under, trails by 7. Long way to go in this tournament, and lots of ifs, ands, and buts. But this is the prelude to the PGA National, which is next weekend in Philadelphia.
Drury Panthers were in the playoffs this week. Yesterday had a game against Indianapolis. Could not get the win.
That was actually, they had 2 games yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a double elimination, and it's the conference tournament, and now Drury is on the way home. They fell to Missouri S&T, which is the top-seeded team, 8-4 yesterday morning, and then yesterday afternoon, Indianapolis pounded Drury 12-2, so that sends the Panthers home, and now they'll sit back and wait and see whether or not the Division II committee that selects teams for their baseball playoffs, the national tournament, includes Drury. They have a good record. They have 32 wins, but is it going to be enough to get them in? We'll find out.
Cardinals, we discussed, got the dub in San Diego, and the Royals, they seem to be figuring it out on offense, but when you give up 3 runs in the first inning, it's hard to play catch-up.
It is. Kansas City did fall, and you were right. We mentioned the Cardinals-Padres game, won by the Cardinals 2-1. Matt Liberatore with a great outing. Okay, the Royals lost to the Cleveland Guardians 8-5, and that drops the Kansas City record now to 17 wins and 21 losses. That's really where I figured the Cardinals to be at this time. Incidentally, the Cardinals and Royals play each other coming up latter part of next week. And the Royals will now host the Detroit Tigers coming into Kansas City, and Detroit is a bruised and battered ball club. They do not have their top pitcher, Tariq Skubal, in there. And Framber Valdez, who was one of their major acquisitions in the winter, is suspended for 1 start. So what's going to happen to Detroit? Everyone figured they'd be in the mix, and they still probably will be because they're a good team. Anyway, Royals and the Detroit Tigers this weekend.
Springfield Cardinals
Springfield Cardinals had a doubleheader. This was a makeup game from the rainout, and in that doubleheader, the Springfield Cardinals got a split. Won the first game 4-3 and lost the second game 4-2 to Corpus Christi, so Springfield's record is now 10 wins and 20 losses.
Got pretty interesting news yesterday as far as the NCAA tournaments are concerned. 76 teams. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's what it is now. They're expanding it from 68 to 76. So you are adding team. This is now, I'm talking both genders, men and women. So how is that going to work? Well, all the new teams that will be added will be in the play-in round. The play-in round for both the men and the women was, you had it in Dayton, Ohio for the men. They called it the first four, and you had a doubleheader one night and doubleheader the next night, and you take the winners. Okay, this time it's going to be triple headers. Now the men will play the first triple header in Dayton and the Dayton, Ohio, and the second triple header to be determined, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's in Dayton, Ohio as well. We'll see. The ladies' play-in games are played on campus sites, and the campus sites are the teams that are seated highest in that particular region. So you're going to have certainly an interesting tournament, but it all boils down, and it doesn't, I kind of like it. It does add and give several of the teams who did a lot of griping because they weren't included. Okay, it's going to give you that chance to play on a national scale. It makes the first four, the play-in tournaments, a little bit more appealing on television, and it makes more money for the schools. That's the key right there.
And it can possibly make you more money because that's more games you can bet on. NBA playoffs last night. What do you think?
Well, got the Detroit Pistons winning again, beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that gives Detroit a 2-0 lead in that NBA competition. The final was 107-97. Detroit got the win. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they're probably the odds-on favorite to get there to the championship round. They knocked off Los Angeles again, the Lakers, 125-107, so that puts Oklahoma City up 2-0. And indeed, it goes on, a lot of speculation that the championship round will be Oklahoma City and the New York Knicks. But I'll tell you, I'm not selling the San Antonio Spurs short. I think they'll give Oklahoma City, if the two of them play, and I suspect they will, that'll be a heck of a series.
Either way, that final game series is going to be pretty good. Knicks, Spurs, Thunder, any one of that combination would be great. Ned, have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.